D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Also down below is the 3 articles that you can read that I read to bring you this episode, and you can read them and make up your own decision. You don't just have to listen to me, although you should. I think I'm pretty good. But before we get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube has changed their algorithm again, and of course independent content creators like myself and others get put on the back burner as big corporations get their due over us. So I just want to ask you if you could please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos, and I thank you in advance. So let's just dive right into these 3 stories. So Batwoman just ended its first season on the CW, and now the Arrowverse series is looking for a new actress to fill out the heroine's iconic scarlet wig and cowl. It was announced on Tuesday that Ruby Rose, who brought Kate Kane / Batwoman to life for the CW series, is exiting Batwoman after just 1 season. This series, which has been renewed for a 2nd season and is expected to debut in January 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic, and will continue just with the title role to be recast, according to Deadline. Rose said in a statement that the decision to leave Batwoman was not one that she made lightly. I have made the very difficult decision to not return to Batwoman next season. This was not a decision I made lightly, as I have the utmost respect for the cast, crew, and everyone involved with the show in both Vancouver and in Los Angeles. I am beyond appreciative to Greg Berlanti, Sarah Schetzer, and Caroline Dries for not only giving me this incredible opportunity, but for welcoming me into the DC universe they have so beautifully created. Thank you, Peter Roth, Mark Pedowitz, and the teams at Warner Brothers and the CW who put so much into the show and always believed in me. Thank you to everyone who made Season 1 a success. I am truly grateful. Rose first took on the role as Batwoman for the Arrowverse's Elseworlds crossover event in 2018, and shortly after her casting, Rose opened up about how getting the role as the superhero was very emotional for her, as it allowed her to play an openly gay superhero, something that let her be for others what she needed to see on television as a child. Berlanti Productions and the WBTV thanked Rose in their own statement and said that they are firmly committed to the show's 2nd season. Warner Brothers Television, the CW, and Berlanti Productions thank Ruby for her contributions to the success of our 1st season and wish her all the best, the 2 companies said. The studio and the network are firmly committed to Batwoman's 2nd season and long-term future, and we, along with the show's talented creative team, looking forward to sharing its new direction, including the casting of a new lead actress and member of the LGBT community in the coming months. And Batwoman will return with new episodes in January of 2021. Now, I already commented on this. You can see that here. I think they didn't say why she was leaving the show. I have a feeling she'll tell us later on, down the road. But I have to be honest with you. This all sounds to me like she got fired. It doesn't sound like she left the show willingly. They just were like, hey, you can say you left the show, we'll let you save face. But it sounds very bland, these statements, and it just sounds to me the reading of a firing that is trying to get covered up. But you can tell me if you agree with me on that or if you disagree with me on that. Reading it just sounds fishy. So that's my first story of the day. So for my second story of the day, the long-running fan campaign to release the Snyder Cut has finally paid off, with Zack Snyder's Justice League officially announced for release on HBO Max in 2021. The new version of the movie is receiving full support from Warner Brothers Pictures and will provide Snyder and his wife, producing partner Deborah Snyder, the resources to complete their vision with the original crew. The filmmaker has steadily provided teases of his plans with behind-the-scenes images and multiple screenings and Q&A sessions, accompanying the movies he's made, and now fans will have the opportunity to see them come to life. Fans determined to see director Zack Snyder's vision of the DC team-up film have been passionate online and off in their efforts to get the version brought to the screen, and now those efforts have paid off. There's word that the effort to complete Snyder's vision could cost between $20 to $30 million, with more visual effects to be completed alongside the final cut. This could result in a much more substantial version of the movie than was released in theaters after Joss Whedon took over filmmaking duties, though he only received a co-writing credit for his work on the finished product. News that the Snyder Cut will finally get an official release comes after a long effort from fans, including a concentrated online campaign that saw the stars of Justice League, including Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, and Ray Fisher, no Henry Cavill, taking to Twitter to share their support by simply tweeting the Release the Snyder Cut hashtag to coincide with the 2-year anniversary of the film's theatrical release. As fans know, there have been whispers of a Snyder Cut since soon after the release due to Snyder having to step down from finishing the film's reshoots due to a family tragedy. Now, while there has off and on been discussion of whether or not such a version even existed, Aquaman star Jason Momoa has previously not only supported the release of the Snyder Cut, but acknowledged that he had seen it and wanted others as well. He told MTV News he thinks the public needs to see it, and he's a fan who is very, very happy he got to see it. I want to thank HBO Max and Warner Brothers for this brave gesture of supporting artists and allowing their true vision to be realized. Also, a special thank you to all of those involved in the Snyder Cut movement for making this a reality, Snyder said. And I just have to say, I think this is great. I'm a huge DC fan. I didn't like Justice League like most people. There were some things that I liked about it, but mostly I didn't like it. And it will be nice to see Zack Snyder to get what he wanted the movie to be out there, and there's going to be reshoots involved. All the stars have come out. Henry Cavill was on the live stream when it was announced. Ben Affleck just recently put a video on Twitter. Gal Gadot, Aquaman, Jason Momoa, and even Ezra Miller. They've all been, and Ray Fisher. I'm forgetting all of them. There's a bunch of them. Anyways, they've all been very supportive of Zack Snyder's. Well, not Henry Cavill really. He just recently jumped on the bandwagon, but the others have all been very supportive of Zack Snyder and his Snyder Cut being released. So that's my second story of the week. So for my last story of this week, on Thursday, the news that Deathstroke actor Esai Morales from DC Universe's Titans had been enlisted for both Mission Impossible 7 and Mission Impossible 8, with director Christopher McQuarrie officially confirming the news himself after Morales' involvement was announced. The reports started to trickle in that he wasn't just a new addition, but rather a replacement. Morales has reportedly joined the cast in place of X-Men and Mad Max Fury Road star Nicholas Hoult. We know now why, as Variety reports, that the production delay on Mission Impossible caused by the coronavirus pandemic has resulted in an overlap in Hoult's schedule for the second season of his TV series, The Great. The next 2 installments in the hit action franchise will be filmed back-to-back, releasing 1 year apart from one another once they're complete. As stated, production has been stalled on the movies, with Mission Impossible 7 delayed 4 months and now slated to hit theaters on November 19th, 2021, and Mission Impossible 8 will open on November 4th, 2022, pushed back from its original August 5th, 2022 release date. Tom Cruise returns as lead character Ethan Hunt, and he's joined by co-stars Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, and Ving Rhames. And Christopher McQuarrie, fresh off directing Mission Impossible 5 and 6, will return behind the camera for both movies. Now, I have to say, I enjoy Esai Morales. I think this is a great addition. I do have to say, though, I really would have liked to have seen Nicholas Hoult in a villain role. That would have been very interesting to see that. I mean, Esai Morales, we've seen him in a villain role, so we know he can do it very well. I am supportive of this, though, because I do like Esai Morales. He did such a good job as Deathstroke. I hope they bring him back to season 3 on Titans. Yeah, this is great news, but at the same time, I really would have liked to have seen Nicholas Hoult get his villain on. So tell me, what do you guys think about these 3 stories? How do you feel about Batwoman leaving, or how do you feel about Ruby Rose quitting Batwoman? How do you feel about the Snyder Cut finally getting released? I know I'm excited about it. Even if you're not a DC fan, you should be excited because this is letting Warner Brothers and studios know that don't mess with the fans because we want what we want. And, you know, and this is a movement. It just shows like, hey, the fandom is real. This is what we want, and you should give it to us because we'll pay for it. And then also, how do you feel about Nicholas Hoult leaving, having to leave Mission Impossible 7 and 8 and being replaced by Esai Morales? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next Week in Review on Sunday. You guys have a good week. Stay safe. Bye! Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my Week in Review.